Hey guys, I like to believe that everything starts with a conversation between you and me about the world you see. What if I told you that you could be happy now? That's right. You could choose to be happy right now. And I'm going to teach you today some things that have helped me really come and change that mindset. You can be happy now. Why continue to let external factors control your happiness? You can find power now by being in the present moment, finding things that keep you right where you are. Remember, sometimes we get really focused on where we want to go or where we came from, that it keeps us from being focused right now. And that ability to be focused right now is where we really are able to find the joys and the good things that are already coming into our lives. So one of the number one factors is that ultimately happiness is a state of ever-flowing energy, right? Sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. That you're never always going to be happy always, but what you're able to do is you're able to navigate those high and lows more fluidly and use your power of choice to control being happy. That you can make an active choice to be happy at any time, that you don't have to let something external affect you. You can totally choose to live a life of happiness. Do you struggle with emotions like fear, anxiety, and worry? If you are, it's because you are living in the past or you're glorifying the past. How many times can you look back at a situation and you only remember the good things that happened in the situation or a relationship, but you don't really take the time and see maybe the red flags, the things that you didn't really see until the end? But they were always there all along, but you allow yourself to only focus on those happy moments, and therefore you continuously hear people say, well, it used to be different. We used to be happy. I wanted to go back the way it was. Well, the reality is it can't go back to the way it was, but you still can choose to be happy now with getting to know where you are in the present. Don't get caught up in the cycle of what has gone, could go wrong, or will go wrong, because by doing so, it really keeps you from being able to see what is going right in the right now, and is keeping you from being happy with what you have in the moment. Because I know that all days are not good days, but there are good to be found in every day. That sometimes that you can really be stuck on what's next. If we're always focused on what's next, where we want to go, we tell ourselves that we can't be happy until we get that house. We can't be happy until we have that perfect relationship. We can't be happy until we have this amount of money. Have you ever heard someone say that in your life, or have you even said that in your life? Well, if you are, or you are interacting with someone that is doing that, or if you are even doing that yourself, you are keeping yourself from really being happy right now. Because remember, happiness is a state of being. Happiness is never something that you can be all the time, because what we are is we are souls here having a human experience, and part of that human experience is feeling emotion. Happiness cannot be based on external factors. They must be internal. So all true happiness comes from within, right? Because happiness is not unattainable if the good control, let me rephrase that. Happiness is unattainable if the goal is based on something external. When you decide that happiness is going to start from within, it will then allow it to manifest in your external, right? But you can't allow it to be something external. Why do you encounter people that, focus on they have to have so much money in order to be happy, or they have to have the big house to have money, they have to have status, they have to have the career? Well, sometimes this is this is a taught behavior. They have learned this, or you may have even learned this in some point in your life. You could have grown up with parents that have mourned over the past. So they always said, oh, well, back in high school, it was so great. They might have been like the jock that played all these great sports, and they always had this glorified time of the past. And as they became unhappy with the way things played out, they really only thought that they could find their happiness if it went back to the way it was. But this is a developed coping mechanism that allows people to really glorify the past or the present, and the past or the future, and doesn't allow them really to stay in the present. And it's also a sign of very low self-esteem, and it's also self-sabotaging behavior, because what it is doing is it's really saying that you are going to wait for someone else or something else to give you an experience that will allow you to be happy. So therefore you are giving your control away and telling the universe that you can only be happy because when someone else or something else tells you that it's okay to be happy. But the reality is that at any point you can choose to be happy on your own. And even sometimes, like, you might even have an internalized belief that you don't deserve to be happy, that you may have done something in the past that keeps you from being able to own happiness, but you even could be focused on what's not working for you, right? But I'm here to tell you there's nothing you could do, would do, or will do at any time that keeps you from being able to be happy. That when you find that you're placing your worthiness on a job status or something that of a job or a status or like social status, that you're saying your self-worth is only credible if you have those things. But just like the moon is, whole no matter what phase it is in, you are whole too and totally worthy, right? You are totally worthy to shine at any time. That when you find that you put value on relationships for your happiness, that you're really dealing with fears associated with abandonment and codependency. That when money is associated with or how much wealth you have in order to be happy, that's really your fears of poverty. That what sometimes people don't realize is that they're actually hindering their own ability to be happy when they're allowing those external factors to really influence being where they are right now, and seeing that happiness is actually emotion that they're supposed to be experiencing, not a constant state of being. That it's a choice, an emotion that we get to. That when we're focusing on external factors, that we're actually making happiness unattainable, because, like I said, the true happiness is found inward, and that you don't want to give that power and control away. So how do you live in the now? Well, one great tool is gratitude. Being grateful is one of the quickest ways to find happiness. And when you bring gratitude into a present moment, happiness is a byproduct of gratitude. And so how do you do that? Well, I like to call it the 5 things of gratitude. The 5 things of gratitude. Name 5 things that are non-materialistic that you have going on in your life right now that you can be grateful for. When you can see those things, it'll allow you to bring your focus back, and it'll allow you to really see the things that are in the now that allow you to bring that vibration back. Because remember, ultimately, happiness comes from the heart. Nothing external can create happiness. You simply have to choose happiness and set an intention. So wake up every morning and you can say, today I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to choose to be happy. No matter what comes my way, my day might not be great, but I'm going to hunt the good stuff in my day, right? You can choose to live out of a place of gratitude, and therefore you can choose to be happy. That choice is what gives it power, right? I fully appreciate the moments of today. You could even seek spiritual guidance and connect with your spiritual source. Smiling is a great way to bring happiness back in your life. Completely and totally forgive yourself for all past hurts. It's a great way to help you move into that vibration. Completely and totally forgive others. Remember that we're all here, humans, having their own experience, and we're all going through our own stuff. So sometimes people don't realize they are doing what they're doing and that how it's going to affect you. But it's the power that you give that action they do that really keeps you from being able to move forward. Choose to live a life that's fully allowing you to live in your purpose and making you feel fulfilled. Lay the foundation for your growth, because that foundation is where you fall back on the days that you don't have such good days. Stop worrying. Remember, worry is a wasted emotion. Worrying just takes our energy and drains it. And a great way to do this is when you find yourself worrying, grab your journal and start writing some things down, allowing yourself to get it out. It allows you to identify with your thoughts that might not even be your thoughts. And when you start releasing them, you'll be able to really release them. Conquer your addictions. If you find that you are being impulsive and you're constantly going back to some of the same things, set yourself some goals that's going to help you move out of that. And allow yourself Allow yourself to see some new perspective. Think beyond your own beliefs. Allow yourself to maybe see the other side of the coin and keeping that mindset really positive. Another great thing that I love to talk about is writing yourself a love letter and self-care. But most of all, be mindful. Be mindful of the actions that you are taking, because what you are doing and the environment that you're putting yourself in has a significant effect on how you are able to, work through those emotions that you're going with and what the choices that you make. So when it comes to choosing to be happy now, consistency and consistency is the key. Set the intention that you are going to do things out of a place of love and gratitude, that nothing external has any power to change you, that you have all the power and the change comes within, that happiness is just a choice that you can make at any moment. When you're feeling like you're having a bad day and you're realizing that it's external things that are affecting you, you can choose in that moment, be like, no, I am not going to let this steal my joy. I am not going to let it keep me down. I am not going to let this external thing stop me from being happy. That you can choose to be happy now. And when you're feeling like a little lost and you're feeling like you're not sure which way to go and not sure how to get back in that present moment, remember the 5 things of gratitude, 5 things that are non-materialistic that you can be grateful for. So remember, it is totally up to you. In this conversation between you and me, I hope that we can change that world you see just a little bit and help you realize that happiness is something that you can live right in the now.